All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. We are back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. Hey, before we get started, let me let y'all know something. Okay. This is episode 199. Episode 199. Okay. If you're available to clear out your calendar for next Wednesday, please join us live for episode 200. Episode 200.
You have a calendar app right here. It's a calendar app.
There's a reason why he said that. But anyway, yeah. Episode 200 next Wednesday live. Okay, so please join us. Clear your calendar. Join us. But also continue to join us tonight and also interact with us because, man, let me tell y'all something. First of all, what's up, Donald?
What up, Donald Ray?
But, man, as you can see, the title says, wow, crazy, because it's been a crazy week since we went off air last Wednesday. So we got a lot to cover. All right, so let's go ahead and get this thing started. You already know what it is. Coach Williams, future Hall of Famer, NFL Encyclopedia, Wildcat quarterback to run this whole thing. This direction, wrong way. There you go. Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. Critical thinking is a must for general managers, and he will let you know why he has that right there.
It's a bunch of GMs that thought they ate other day, and they really didn't.
Hey, Keenan, thanks, man. Thanks. That's right. 199, baby. Eric James was good.
What's up, Keenan? What's up, Eric?
All right, down below, Steve Space Age, the one who came up with the idea of the show and part of a very strong reason why we at episode 200 next week.
That'd be me.
Steve, what's up, man?
That'd be me. What's up?
Yes, sir. All right, we got a lot to cover because, like I said, the title says "Wow, crazy" because it is wow and crazy. All right, let's go. So we had some injuries. Okay, we got 3 of them to cover. Jaguars two-way football player Travis Hunter. Well, he told you he's going to play wide receiver and corner, and they was going to allow him to go both ways full time. We said that he should go one of those directions full time and the other direction part time. Well, they didn't listen. We may not always be right, but we're more right than we're wrong. Keep trying to tell y'all. Travis Hunter now has a bad knee on IR for 4 weeks. He got to get healthy. Another injury we got to talk about happened this past Sunday. Oh, God. Jayden Daniels. The game was a blowout, man. The game was a blowout.
Wow.
His arm was trying to brace himself, and that arm just went that way. Which way, George? Which way? That way. Yep. So, Israel, so I'm assuming that's how you pronounce your name. What's up? Welcome to the show.
Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you hadn't already.
Yeah, and I'm assuming you are new. So, yes, please hit the subscribe button. Welcome to our show. Please interact with us as we go through these topics. And then one more injury. Kyler Murray, quarterback, just is a very slow healer. And Jacoby Brissett is the starter. I think Kyler Murray just went on IR for 4 weeks himself. So let's talk about these injuries, gentlemen.
Well, First thing first, I want to start with the Jaden Daniels injury because it was a completely unnecessary injury.
I agree.
Injuries part. We're gonna start with the completely unnecessary to okay, that's still unnecessary, but I can see that. And then the one that's like, okay, well, it's not really, they're just part of the game, but the repercussions of the injury. So first thing first, we'll start with Jaden Daniels. Okay, you are getting BTA'd. Okay, you getting the brakes beat off of you.
Yes, right.
Now, in any situation, whether it's a blowout either way, whether you're the one doing the blowing out or you're getting blown out, late in the game, go ahead and pull your starters, especially with this league, in this year in this league, with the multitude of injuries that have been happening. The safe bet would have been to go ahead and, hey, come on. You can't do no more in there. Come on. I'm a Mariota, get in there. We're just going to live to fight another day. That would have been the smart thing for Dan Quinn to do, but it was a completely irresponsible thing by Dan Quinn to keep Jaden Daniels in there, who just came back from an injury, mind you. Just came back from an injury, mind you. And now you have him injured. We don't know how long. Thank God it's not his throwing arm, but still, you can't put him out there.
One good arm.
With one good arm, even though it's not his throwing arm. So, it's just completely irresponsible on the coach. And it's like, why is he out there? I'm literally watching the game going, why is he still out there? Why is he still? Oh my God. There it is. I mean, right, like I was literally saying, why is he still out there right before the injury? And it doesn't make any sense. So now your season's kind of in jeopardy right now, because I think we can all agree that Jaden Daniels is a linchpin of this team. He's the engine that makes this thing go.
Yes.
And there's no shade to Mariota. I think he's a solid backup. And
definitely.
We gotta really start. We gotta look at it and be like, solid backup starter. Solid backup starter. Mariota's not a starter in this league, but he is a very solid backup. And with the NFC being wide open, there's at least 9 teams in the NFC that could really make some noise before the end of the season. You got the guys that we know that are good. Then you got the ones kind of middling around in the middle. Those 5 and 4 win teams.
By Chicago.
You see flashes where they could, do something. But now you've effectively hurt your playoff chances because we don't know when Jaden Daniels is going to be back. And that's all on Dan Quinn. I'm sorry. That's all on Dan Quinn. Steve?
No, you nailed it, man. I mean, I have nothing to add. You nailed it, man. The NFC, I mean, it's just to add to your last point, man. A lot of these records are close. So these conference wins and losses they're going to be very important come the end of the season. But keeping Jaden in there, man, was just dumb.
Yeah, it was irresponsible.
It was dumb.
Yeah, and then on top of that, they lost Marshawn Lattimore with a torn ACL. He's gone for the year.
Mm-hmm. And then Luke McCaffrey has a broken collarbone. He's going to miss some time. That's another receiver who's down. I mean, they we're sitting talking about they down Jaden Daniels. They down wide receivers because Terry McLaurin can't stay healthy. They lost Noah Brown, even though I still don't say anything about Noah Brown because, well, let's just be real. He's more of a blocker than anything else.
It's safe to say Luke McCaffrey's a better receiver than Noah Brown.
Yeah, exactly. And so you left with Debo. I'm not saying anything wrong with Debo, but you left with Debo. You left with the rookie. I forgot his name. I think his last name is Lane. But, they added Treylon Burks and they added, and I'm going to say what his mom named him. His mom named him Robbie Anderson, okay?
Chosen.
No, sir. No. His name is Robbie Anderson, okay? The only wide receiver.
The chosen one.
No. The chosen one is retired from the NFL who's in the Hall of Fame. Number 80 for the 49ers. That's the chosen one. Okay?
His mama named him Anderson. I'm gonna call him Anderson.
That's right. His mom named him Robbie. I'm calling Robbie. Robbie Anderson. That's his name.
His first name is still Robbie.
Yeah, last name is still Anderson.
Yes, Anderson is what they want to change.
Yeah.
But we digress. Go ahead.
Go get that birth certificate. Anyway, but yes, so they down some players. The secondary's secondary's getting torched, but now it's worse with Marshall Lattimore out. You know, he was getting targeted like crazy. So yeah, Washington's just down, and this season is about down the drain, unfortunately, for that franchise. Moving on to Travis Hunter. And if you've been listening to the show since what?
Right after the draft, probably like May.
March, April, May timeframe, we said Travis Hunter should not go both ways. I think majority of us agreed, if not all of us agreed, that he should have been a full-time corner and a part-time receiver. I even went as far as said, hey, if you're a team like Philadelphia who has a lot of weapons on offense, you can go after Travis Hunter because you can make him a full-time corner and a part-time receiver because you got Brown, you got Smith, you got Goddard, you got Saquon, you got Jalen Hurts. You know, he won't be so much of a focal point on offense. So he won't have to be used so much on offense. So mentioned San Francisco as well. But, you know.
Yeah, it's what you can do in the college game is not the same as what you can do in the NFL game. It's inexcusable. And Liam Cohen, again, we talking about, you know, malpractice. Later on, we're going to get in the front office malpractice. Right now, we're talking about coaching malpractice. But this injury didn't have to happen. Now, could it have happened if he played one side of the ball? Absolutely. We're not saying that this is the guaranteed reason why he's injured. But you run a higher risk of injury if you're playing snaps on both sides of the ball on a regular basis.
140 snaps a game.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. Let's be real. He does not have the frame for that. He has a very frail frame.
But it's not even just that. It's just the fact that you're doubling your chances of getting injured because, like I said, you're playing 140 snaps versus, let's say, 65 or 70 snaps. Mm-hmm. So you're doing double the wear and tear on your body. And you already rookie. You already hurt now. So this doesn't look good for you long term if this is what you're going to end up doing. And who knows? Really, at the end of the day, you could be cutting your career shorter in half. Yeah. Because let's say you're supposed to play 12 years. Do you end up playing 6 years because you're going both ways?
He's definitely shortening his career. You know, we can't put a number on it like right now, but it is definitely, you know, it's definitely shortening his career. And I'm still of the belief that he's a better corner than he is a receiver. A lot of people might disagree with that, but just looking at his film when he was coming out, I was like, I like his ability at corner. He's a good receiver, but I think he's a great corner. You know, and Liam Cohen really set him up for failure by having him play all those snaps, you know, on either side of the ball. Like, let's find one thing we're good at and let's stick with that. You know, because again, jack of all trades, master of none. You've heard that phrase before. You know?
Definitely.
So yeah, let's and Jacksonville ain't doing it like I'm talking about. We'll get more into that when I get to my picks, but Jacksonville has kind of hit on a little bit of a slide because why? The defense isn't creating turnovers anymore. And I said before, if the defense can't turn you over, Jacksonville has a higher probability of losing games because the offense isn't as great as people think it is.
Especially at quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
Who's still on
but you took it down. But yeah.
Speaking of quarterback, let's talk about
this segue.
This other quarterback who's injured, Kyler Murray. Now, I think it's a foot injury, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so, yes.
It's not getting better, and so the Cardinals have put him on IR for 4 weeks. Now, this is an interesting comment here real quick. His body has already been hurting because he's been playing both ways since high school. The coach should have put his foot down. Health before wealth.
No, Donald. It wasn't. The coach encouraged it. That's what that was. So it was like, you come to the league as a rookie saying, well, I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that. But if your coach is like, no, we're going to let you play receiver.
Yeah, no, that's strictly coaching right there.
Yeah. Having to see Jacoby get a shot, I felt the Colts did him dirty. Kyler can play. Yes, he played play. We get into that, Keenan. Thank you.
Hey,
yes,
Keenan just went.
No, actually, Jacoby Brissett. So the Cardinals snapped a 5-game losing streak against the Cowboys Monday night. But even in the losses that they had, Jacoby Brissett, and I said this off the air before we went on, he makes the offense look discernible.
Yeah, he's been playing well, man.
The offense looks like something that's, feasible in the NFL. He's making throws that Kyler Murray can't make. Like, there was a layered throw that he made Monday night. And I was like, oh, my God, that was great.
He was on point.
He dropped it right over the linebackers in front of the safeties. It was a dig route. I think it was to Wilson. And he hit him in stride while layering it. And, Wilson had 20 more yards a rack after that. And
but that's the thing.
The offense is not. Yeah, go ahead, Steve.
But no, you good. Jacoby, he's a starting quarterback, man. I mean, he is. He just been with some wrong teams, got break the depth chart, injury.
But it's not just that. And you're right. But I will say, you're right. He is a starting quarterback. But it's more to it than just saying he's a starting quarterback. He is more of a nuanced quarterback than Kyler Murray. Mm-hmm. See, and it goes back to what Eric said. When Kyler Murray was in high school, he was able to rely on his physical gifts. When he was in college, he was able to rely on his physical gifts. Now he gets to the NFL and it's like, oh shoot, I can't just rely on my physical gifts. Now all of a sudden I'm stuck. I'm stuck because these guys are just as athletic as I am. It gets like that. Whereas Jacoby Brissett, he probably wasn't like that in high school and college, so he had to be more nuanced up here and actually play quarterback. That's why Brissett is able to do the things he's able to do. He's able to throw the dig route the way he's able, and the receiver's able to get 20 yards after catch. When you have a more nuanced quarterback or quarterback, even if Kyler Murray would have came into the league and would have said, okay, you know what I'm doing is not working. Let me try to become a more nuanced quarterback. I wouldn't even have a problem with Kyler Murray.
No, because Kyler Murray, Call of Duty came out, so he can do that.
But that's, and you're right, Brandon. But that's the thing, also. Jacoby Brissett, he's tall enough not to teach Kyler Murray about his height. I know Eric likes doing that, but no, he could sit back in the pocket and go through a play progression versus taking one read and rolling out, which is what Kyler Murray does.
But and I hear you on the height thing, but we have to remember. And this is going to go back to this is a nuanced quarterback. Drew Brees was able to make things work even with his height. But again, that's a nuanced quarterback. So that's on Kyler Murray for not taking the time to say, look, you know what, I need to become a true NFL quarterback. And a lot of quarterbacks, I'm sorry, he ain't the only one, but they struggle to make that transition once they get into the NFL. They do.
Now, here's the question. Because from what I'm hearing, they're saying that Kyler's our starter. They're saying all the politically correct things. Kyler's our starter, but we're going to go with Brissett. And I really feel that they placing him on IR today was it was a subterfuge, if you will.
In other words, try to spare his
feelings. You want to stay with Jacoby, but we're going to find out.
You try to spare his feelings. That's fine. Go ahead and say it.
Put you on IR. We really want to go with Brissett. But we're going to put you on IR. Now, granted, the Cardinals don't have a snowball's chance in hell in the NFC West because you got the Seahawks and the Rams, who people are calling the two best teams in the NFC right now. And then you got the San Francisco, who's, even though John Lynch is an idiot, they still going to stick around and be competitive. So they's probably still going to finish fourth in the division, but they're going to be way more competitive with a Jacoby Brissett at quarterback. I think
the offense is going to flow better.
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen. The offense is going to flow better.
It looks like an offense. It looks like not quite a machine, but it's like, okay, that looks like They got
But
it.
but this is the reason why I said, and from what I heard years ago was that even with the new contract, there were ways to get out of it. And I said a long time ago that they should have gotten out of it because Kyler Murray just can't run an offense the way you want it to be ran. He is so used to relying on his physical gifts, and now it's like you look like Calvin McAllister when he puts the aftershave on his face burning like crazy. Exactly. No, but that's what he looks like.
Yeah, it literally looks like the game is bigger than he is. So just before we move on,
and it is bigger than he is.
Well, most things are bigger than he is, but before we move on, we're talking about got to talking about the Commanders. Marcus Mariota is a backup. Jacoby Brissett can be a starter for somebody's team, and they can be extremely competitive if you put the right things around it. And really, if you look at the Cardinals roster, they don't have no real scrubs anywhere. Even though James Conner went down, DeMarcado's playing well. I forgot the other back's name. The offensive line, outside of the right tackle, the offensive line is doing really well. You still got Trey McBride as your tight end.
Yep.
You got Marvin Harrison Jr. as your the dude almost had 100 yards in the first half.
Yeah.
Had Deron Bland in a blender. And it was like, okay, you got weapons. So the question would be, can you imagine what the Cardinals might be right now if Jacoby Brissett was a starter day one?
Yeah.
Week one.
Like I've always been a bigger fan. I've always been a bigger fan of nuanced quarterbacks than quarterbacks who just rely on their physical gifts. I'm not saying that a quarterback's physical gifts can't change, but they struggle to change more often times than not.
Yeah, and is the word new? I'm gonna give you a little pushback on the word nuanced. I guess you could say more. Not nuanced, but I guess you say more well-rounded, because Jacoby Brissett is still athletic, like not as athletic as Kyler Murray. He can still get around. He can still roll out when the play breaks down. That's another thing. His off schedule is way better than Kyler Murray's off schedule.
Wow, that's sad.
Kyler Murray looked like your little cousin at Thanksgiving dinner when you go to Meemaw's house. Your little cousin, your cousin's little boy that's 4 years old that stole your phone and he run around the house with it and you trying to get it back. That's what it looked like. Jacoby Brissett rolls out, or he steps up in the pocket, or he does all those things basically while looking downfield. He's still looking for his receiver. And, the offense is just way more discernible. But I think that they're handling it kind of well in Arizona. But, it's like we're not going to just make Jacoby the starter. We're going to put Kyler on IR, and then we're going to see what's what. Even though, don't be surprised if Kyler is on IR for longer than 4 weeks. But speaking of malpractice and making good decisions, making bad decisions, the trade deadline happened yesterday.
Yes, it did.
At 3 p.m. Central Time, 4 p.m. Eastern.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of things went down. A lot more things should have gone down. And there's a lot of things that, that probably shouldn't have gone down. The more notable trades that happened was Indianapolis basically just completely sold out to get Sauce Gardner. Now, Sauce Gardner is a two-time All-Pro corner. Everybody knows it. He's having a hard time these last couple of years in New York. And I think, honestly, New York fleeced Indy because he wasn't worth 2 first rounds in 26 and 27 and a player. Because this is a young player that just got drafted like a year ago, Adonai Mitchell. who has a lot of potential. So you gave up a player and 2 first-round draft picks for Sauce Gardner. Now, Indy still is getting something great with this because if Sauce Gardner can return to form, yeah, I'm gonna get to the Texans in a minute, but Sauce Gardner, if he can return to form, now Charvarius Ward is cornerback number 2 in Indianapolis. Kenny Moore, the second, is now cornerback 3. You 3 deep at corner, 3 really solid corners.
Yes.
On an Indianapolis team that until last week looked unstoppable.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
But, Daniel Jones went back to being Daniel Jones. Hopefully that was an aberration and not him. We'll see. But a very well put together team. Indy's getting something, but hats off to the Jets because y'all fleeced Indy. Because now the upside of that, they also fleeced Dallas. Dallas gave up a second this year and a first next year, and Mozzie Smith for Quinnen Williams. Now, y'all both Cowboy fans. The issue with Dallas is they got the 31st ranked defense in terms of yards allowed per game and points allowed per game. The majority of that comes not on the ground, but in the air. So you got a guy who basically is 90th in the NFL in pressures, has only 1 sack in 9 games, and only 3 pressures in 9 games.
So this is so 2 things about that. One, I understand, Quinnen Williams is down this year. I get it. From what I understand is that his stance is different this year than it was under defensive line coach Aaron Whitecotton. And so I think now that he's back with Whitecotton in Dallas, his stance should fix, and hopefully that will change his production towards the second half of the season. But also, I think this trade is also more so
for the future.
For the future than just this year.
So let me interject right there because I agree with you. I agree with you because I live down here in Texas,
right?
And they had one text me today. Oh yeah, we finna do it now, boy. We got Quinnen Williams. I said, let me explain something to you. You have the 31st ranked defense. Will Quinnen Williams move the needle? Yes, you're gonna move from 31st to probably 27th to 25th.
Right.
Okay, that's about it. It's not gonna. Dallas has to go 7-1 over the next 8 weeks.
Oh, no. This is a future move. And Brandon, thank you for helping me.
Yeah, that's my point. That's what I'm saying. I told him. I said, now in the future, I said you got Quinnen Williams is still under contract. I said now you still got all those first round picks from the Micah Parsons trade. I said
and a new
Quinnen
DC
Williams is a piece.
And a new DC.
You gotta get because Eberflus. No, I know Brandon likes Eberflus.
That's gonna happen. That's gonna happen.
Yeah,
and I can't wait.
Quinnen Williams with the new DC and those draft picks, picking in this year's coming draft. Now that gives me pause. That makes me say, okay, they could be a problem next year. But Dallas fans, if you're watching right now, you're done. This is not going to move the needle for you this year. Logan Wilson, who y'all gave a 7th for, which is fine. Mm-hmm. It's okay. But he wasn't even getting playing time on a team that had a worse defense than y'all.
I think his playing time went down because they knew he was going to get traded.
I mean,
he was no longer in their plans. And usually teams, when they sit here and say, hey, you're no longer in our plans, we just put you on the bench and then wait till you get traded.
Yeah. So, but the point is,
he is a very solid linebacker. I will say that.
No, I'm not saying he's a scrub. I'm not saying it.
Okay.
But I guess because we're saying a lot of the same things, but I'm addressing the people. Terrence Hayden, if you're watching. Oh yeah, I'm calling your whole name. I'm calling your whole government name. Terrence Hayden, don't text my phone with no foolishness like that no more. You're not gonna do nothing this year. Okay? Look at the camera. I'm looking dead at you. You're not doing nothing this year. Now, in the future, next year, y'all could be a problem. I'm not finna even lie about that. because the offense is rolling. Okay, Dallas is off. It's nuts. I've never seen a team that your offense is ranked up here and your defense is ranked down here. I've never seen that. Well, Cincinnati, but like, oh my God. Like, no, don't give me the close up yet. I want the close up when I'm finna go in on, that's the next part.
But hey, that's the first time I did that. So now I know how to do it.
Oh,
Okay. So now I know how to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
My boy experimenting over there.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna harp on that long enough. I just came to read you your rights, Terrence Hayden. But another team, let's talk about some other notable moves. The Eagles, Howie Roseman, I can't stand him, but he's amazing because he doesn't spend too much. He doesn't give up too much, but he still brings in quality depth for his team. I can't stand the Eagles, but when you look at the moves, if you take your feelings out of it and you look at the moves that he's made, it's like, God, dog, that was good. Like at the end of Black Panther, when T'Challa stabbed Killmonger in the chest, he's like, damn, that was a hell of a move. He got a knife in his chest. He's like, that's a hell of a move. That's how I feel watching Howie Roseman.
Let me say something. I'm gonna tell y'all something, and my guys already know where I'm going with this because I said this the other day. I'm about to do a documentary on Howie Roseman and all these trades he has made in history up to now, and I am the owner, CEO, and founder of Do Not Trade with Howie Roseman Company, okay? LLC, okay? Yes, I own the company. Look it up. www.donottradewithhowieroseman.com, okay? Because this man has traded with the Saints and brought in Malcolm Jenkins in the past. He has traded with the Saints and brought in Darren Sproles. And he keeps making all these trades. And I don't understand why teams keep giving him everything he wants. Okay? The Eagles have won 2 Super Bowls out of 3 appearances easily over the last 10 years.
Yep.
Y'all keep making this team better. Y'all do. And like Eric said once before, if Howie Roseman is calling you, put that thing on, let it go to voicemail.
Yeah.
Let it go to voicemail because you're making the Eagles better. And y'all can't stand the Eagles. Y'all know that. I definitely can't stand the Eagles. I'm worse than anybody y'all know personally. I cannot stand the Philadelphia Eagles. Stop trading with Howie Roseman. Stop making that team better.
It's like Howie Roseman.
Because you gave this man Vic Fangio. I'm sorry. You gave this man Vic Fangio more ammunition to do whatever he wants to do on defense. You gave him a pass rusher in Jermaine Phillips. He added a corner, Jair Alexander with Baltimore.
Yeah,
this man can go with multiple fronts, multiple coverages, and unless something happens that I just not seeing, they could, I'm not guaranteeing it, but they have a higher chance of getting back to the Super Bowl than they did just 2 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we know they're going to go far. We know they are.
They're going to go far.
Because, I mean, it's not just the players who are starting, but these moves were like depth moves. They're like moves for depth. So you already got Quinyon Mitchell and
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. So you got Quinyon Mitchell and you got oh God, the other corner. It slips my mind just because I'm thinking about it.
Cooper DeJean.
Okay, now you done brought in Jair Alexander and Michael Carter. So you got four starting caliber.
Man, look, man.
And they can move Cooper DeJean to safety.
Yes, they can.
He can because he's played safety before. Yes.
Look, shout out Anthony High. Hey, look, man. Howie Roseman gets Anthony Centeno, excuse me. He gets whatever players he wants. He seems to get whatever player he wants, man.
He Jedi mind tricks.
That's crazy.
You will trade me your player for a sandwich. I would trade you my player for a sandwich.
And the thing is, though, even though he gave up a third for Jermaine Phillips, he still has more thirds. He has like 2 or 3 more third-round picks coming up.
But here's the thing. He knows he already has a Super Bowl caliber roster. So we're talking about this in another show. He's got a plethora of picks. He's like, if I use these picks in the draft, they're really going to be wasted picks. It's going to be guys that probably not going to make the team. I only got so much room on the team and on the practice squad. So it's like, why not trade them for players that's going to actually help us right now to repeat?
And the thing is, if that player is not working out, see ya. I get another draft pick.
Yeah, because they still got draft picks.
Yes.
So it's like, not to hang on Howie Roseman too long. I don't glaze him that much because I like him. But Jai Alexander, Michael Carter, and Jalen Phillips all during this trade period. Like, that's incredible. Other notables. The Chargers traded for Trevor Penning, which was outstanding because Joe Alt just went on injured reserve.
Yep.
They got another tackle, and they picked up a linebacker from Baltimore, which made a lot of sense. The Ravens picked up Draymond Jones. I kind of understand that just a little bit because it looks like the offense is rolling, but I'm not going to poo-poo that move. The Seahawks got Rashid Shaheed. That's a huge move from the Saints.
That was good for Seattle because you pair him up with Jack Smith and Jigba. I said in the group chat, all Sam Darnold has to do is just be smart and get the football to whoever's open between those two wide receivers.
Yes, and not to mention Seattle already has a good running game.
Oh shoot!
So,
what up, Betts? What's up, man? I'm glad to see you, man. Hopefully everything's going well with you, man. I miss you.
We're gonna get to that in a second. Because to put it all together, the teams that did well, the Seahawks, the Chargers, and the Eagles did really well before the deadline. Dallas and Indy did well, but they overpaid for the players that they got. And that's the only thing. There's nothing wrong with the players they picked. They just overpaid for. Not picked, but traded for. Then you have the people who could have done more. This is the category here, and this is why I'm finna get into my segment. But before I get into my main segment, talk about the teams that could have done more. Guys that should have been bigger sellers at the deadline. They sold, but not enough. I'm looking at the Jets. I'm looking at the Dolphins. I'm looking at the Saints. I'm looking at the Browns, and I'm looking at the Bengals. These are teams that are not doing anything this year, and you're better off, especially, and Eric James, I know you're watching, but this is why those trades were essential that y'all made, and you should have made more. You are in salary cap hell because of Mickey Loomis, okay? Get these guys off your books. You pick up picks, find your franchise quarterback, and rebuild from ground zero. The Saints are one of those teams that needs to do that. Did they sell at the deadline? Sure. Did they sell enough? No, they didn't. The Jets, they traded away Quentin Williams and Sauce Gardner. Jermaine Johnson, Breece Hall, and Quincy Williams are still on the team. And there were teams calling about them, but they was too high sedity to say, well, let me come down a little bit on my price so we can get some picks, because the Jets are another team that needs to rebuild in the image of Aaron Glenn. And they didn't do that. Yes, Mickey Loomis needs to be fired. But the Dolphins, they traded Jalen Phillips, but they need to be bigger sellers. They should have traded Minka Fitzpatrick. There are several teams. Hell, Dallas should have been calling. Miami for Minka Fitzpatrick, because Minka Fitzpatrick at his age is still better than the entire safety room in Dallas. Okay, and so those guys, I know there was phone calls made that we don't know about, and I know that these teams could have sold more. And when you got teams that need to just kind of start over, like the Bengals need picks because they need to revamp that entire defense. There's nothing wrong with the offense. Joe Burrow gonna come back. That offense gonna be rolling, but they gotta revamp that defense. Now, the big question mark of Tuesday. Not the question mark, but the big exclamation point of Tuesday. Okay. The San Francisco 49ers have lost Nick Bosa, They lost first-round draft pick Michael Williams the Sunday before the trade deadline. Their defensive end room, their edge room, looks like a who's who hodgepodge of who shot Johns. Okay? John Lynch sat his ass down. And, well, he made some calls. Let me be fair. He made some calls. The teams gave him the price. And he said, no, I ain't going to do nothing. They literally right now just signed today somebody who went to Lane College, a D2 school, to the active roster. When they could have traded for Jermaine Johnson for the Jets. Jermaine Johnson was drafted by Robert Saleh, who's currently the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. Is one of his guys. But the Jets wanted a second rounder. And I don't want to give up a second rounder for Jermaine Johnson. Why not? Why not, fool? Why not? Because some people are like, well, that's a little bit rich. Because I had some Niners fans, that's a little bit rich. We need to stand back. Let me give you a history of John Lynch since he's been GM, what he's done with the second round pick since 2017. And this is why I said, give him the second and get this guy. Your room is thin. 2017, Reuben Foster, no longer in the league. 2018, 2018, Dante Pettis, no longer in the league and was a scrub when he was in the league. 2019, Deebo Samuel, that was a pretty good pick. Okay, I'm moving on. 2020, they didn't have a second. You know what they did with that second? They traded that second for a pass rusher who was Dee Ford, who got them to a Super Bowl. 2021, Aaron Banks, no longer on the team, getting overpaid in Green Bay and still allowing pressure to the quarterback face. 2022, Drake Jackson, bust, no longer in the league. 2023, no second. You know where that second went? They gave it to Carolina to get CMC, who took them to a Super Bowl. Are we seeing a pattern here? Are we starting to recognize a pattern here? Okay, 2024 and 2025, Ronaldo Green and Alfred Collins. The jury's still out on them because one of them is a second-year guy and the other guy's a rookie. So we don't know what they're going to be just yet. Okay? So why the hell not you're not going to trade the doggone second pick? Give them the second pick. You don't do shit with it anyway. Out of this whole list, you got one guy that you drafted with the second round, John Lynch. One guy that actually was worth a damn. And that was Deebo Samuel. And he's not even on the damn team no more. So get out my damn face now, the fans talking about, oh, we gave up too much. If we give up a second, we giving up too much. The last couple of times we traded a second round draft pick, we got CMC and Dee Ford, and we went to a damn Super Bowl. So get the hell out my damn face. John Lynch is a damn fool. It's a slap in the face to the fan base, and it's definitely a slap in the face to the locker room in San Francisco. Them guys are injury-riddled and have fought to a 6-3 record despite having all them damn injuries. And you not sending them no damn reinforcements. So this the thing. When I do my picks, I'm not picking San Francisco to win no more games this year. Because you have, not only do you have an injury-riddled team, but you destroyed the morale of the locker room. There's nothing you can tell me about what John Lynch did not do on doggone Tuesday that's going to make me say, oh, okay, yeah, you're right. There's nothing you can tell me. And I've been sitting on this since Tuesday afternoon at 3 o'clock. I got me some peanut oil and I got some cornmeal because I was ready to fry his ass up on this podcast. It's inexcusable, it's irresponsible, and it's GM malpractice. Because you know some more hell. We play the Rams Sunday. Somebody else gonna get hurt. Then what you gonna do, John Lynch? You could have made a move, but you didn't. And I can't say on the podcast what I say off the air to the fellas every time I think about John Lynch. But it starts with an F. You basically procrastinated and sat there and did nothing to help your team, who could possibly be you only one game behind the best record in the NFC. One game. You did nothing to help that. You in position to actually contend, in spite of the injuries. It's malpractice. It's malpractice. And if you always do what you always done, you always gonna get what you always got. This shit is on you, John Lynch. And I'm done. Go ahead.
My bad. All right. Woo! All right.
Quarterback making damn sandwiches in the pocket before he throw the ball. Down a long distance on a rotary phone before he throw the ball. Cause why? We ain't got no pass rush. I ain't gonna go get a pass rusher. I don't want to give up a second round pick. Oh, goodness gracious me, dumbass. Quarterback doing quadratic equations with just a pad and pen and no calculator. In the pocket before they throw the damn ball. You ain't learned from Houston? C.J. Stroud literally was calling his mama on a rotary phone in the pocket after he snapped the ball before he threw the ball. It wasn't that they Houston offense had turned the corner. They still ain't good. And Houston fans, y'all know I'm telling the truth. He just had our damn day. This on you, John Lynch. We was close enough, Steve. I want to throw my phone at the back of his damn head at the game. That's how close we was to the field. I bought a new phone. All right, I'm through.
All right. Dang. What's Hey, hold on, man. Hold on. All right. Give me a second. I'm sorry, y'all. Trades. Because there were some more trades, right?
No, I think we got to all of them.
We did?
Yeah. Because it could have been more trades, but somebody wanted to sit on their hands. Didn't want to give up a second round draft pick.
I should not have said that.
and look, and here's the thing. Even if you didn't want to give up that second, there were other guys that could have been had for lower draft picks. Arden Key was available, who played for the Niners and Chris Kaserik before. And you could have got him for a day 3 pick. Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, we covered Kyle We covered Kyle Duggar.
That was early in the week.
Yeah, I'm not worried about Roger McCurry. Not worried about Greg Newsome. I think we covered him already. Yeah, Joe Flacco's old news. Forget Cam Robinson. Jalen Polk, whatever. Yeah, I think we covered Tank Bigsby. Okay, we did cover all the trades. Okay.
We covered the big ones anyway.
Yeah, we covered all the big ones. Okay, no problem. Okay. Well, I tell you what then. Dang, so we covered injuries, we covered we covered everything. Well, it's now, it's time for it. Eric, are you ready? You calm?
Yeah, I'm calm enough.
You calm enough? You sure?
Yeah, I'm calm. I'm just go ahead and resign myself. This season is a wash. You wasting a year of Trent Williams. You wasting a year of CMC. Honestly,
okay. Now, I'm not trying to restart the fire, but I am in agreement that you should have added another defensive end because you've lost Nick Bosa, you've lost Mikael Williams, Bryce Huff. How many more weeks does Bryce Huff have?
He's playing Sunday, but he's it.
Right. So
Bryce Huff is a situational pass rusher. He's not an every down guy.
Right. No, I get it. So if you, like you say, if you bring an Arden Key or even Jermaine Johnson, man, like that helps out a lot. You know what I'm saying? Because you're almost at defensive ends who's damn near coming off the couch. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, that actually was going on in the Houston game.
Yeah, you bringing in defensive ends off the couch, and so
Undrafted guys just, hey man, you want to play defensive end? Yeah, I play.
yeah. I mean, you calling people from a rotary phone saying, "Hey, are you available?" And that can really hurt you because it's going to be all on the offense, who as well is trying to get healthy because Brock Purdy hasn't really been healthy that much this season. Your receivers have been down, 3 of them.
The upside is everybody that's hurt on offense is going to eventually come back.
Yeah, and that's true. But what I'm saying is,
the offense got to score 40 points.
The pressure, right? Exactly. The pressure is heavy on offense because you added no pass rush. If San Francisco, like you said, put up 40 points, because you have no pass rush, they might end up giving up 42. And just adding a decent defensive end into Jermaine Johnson and Arden Key, that might give you 1 or 2 stops that you need just to make sure you get that victory, because you guys have a winning record overall. You have a winning record in your division, and you have a winning record in your conference.
3-0 in the division, 4-2 in conference.
Right. So now it's like the second half, you're begging to make things happen, and it may not happen. Tristan, are you available? You want to say anything about any of the topics, any of the trades, any of the injuries? Anything on your mind, man?
I ain't gonna hold you. I really was looking forward to come on here just so I could hear Eric rant. So that was well worth it.
You knew it was coming.
It was
when 3 o'clock hit yesterday. You're like, boy, Eric about to go on.
It's well worth it. Just because I don't want to delay, because I know I was late. I just want to speak on being the resident Commander fan on here. Let me just speak on this season as a whole, as well as Jaden Daniels' injury. So what I will say is, watch your iPad. What I will say with the Jaden Daniels injury, definitely did not need him to be out there. He definitely didn't need to be out there at that time frame. I understand him as the competitor, which is why I put it on the coaches. You always hear the old adage, you got to protect the players from themselves. They're going to play. He's going to want to play. But in my mind, what I want to dispel a couple things. One, he is not injury prone. I'm going to be very clear. He's not injury prone. The man has started football, played starting quarterback for years, and never had any major injuries. Is he a little reckless? Yes. Yes, he is reckless. He showed that at Arizona State. He showed it at LSU. He is reckless. He's going to have to learn that he can't be like that in the league because he's not going to last. But he's not injury prone. It's hard, and all of us has played. I think Steve's played the furthest, so he understands. It's hard to be in and out with little nagging injuries because your body's trying to compensate for the injury. You trying to rev your body back up to go full go. Any old thing could happen. That elbow thing was literally a freak thing, like him trying to brace himself, and it just twisted the wrong way. That literally could have happened
to anybody
in the first quarter, to anybody in the first quarter, let alone the fourth quarter, because it just went a certain way. But in general, when you try to rev your body to go full go after being out for a couple weeks here and there and such, like same thing with Terry McLaurin. I was concerned because I remember a couple years ago with the Deebo Samuel situation and Ayuk situation. I remember when Eric used to go off about it, soft tissue injuries. When you try to rev yourself back up
you hadn't had
after
a full training
sitting
camp.
out and you haven't had a full training camp, there is such thing as like little tears that you're supposed to have on your body to get used to get ready for the season. That's why a lot of the old heads, they think old heads just be talking, but they're like, no, you cannot practice so light and then ask them after a week of doing nothing to just go 100 miles an hour full speed. You're going to get all kinds of injuries. So that Terry McLaurin situation happened. What I want Commanders fans, and this is I'm closing on this topic, on this part of it too. What I need Commanders fans to do is to be realistic and stop acting like we are the Steelers, the Patriots, or something like we've had all these years of winning seasons, and all of a sudden now we suck. Oh, so now we got to fire everybody. We ain't sniffed the
Did
NFC
you?
Championship. That's mine. We ain't sniffed the NFC Championship since
The last Super Bowl.
since I was a toddler. Since I was a toddler, and you over here, y'all upset because a team that's riddled with injuries, that's not used to, because I know what Eric's going to say, that's not used to winning that way. Let me be clear. That's the difference between them and the 49ers. 49ers have been used to having injuries all the time, and they found a way. They're used to it. They know how to do it. We ain't never been in that position before. We never seen that before. So we're so upset. You want to fire Adam Peters. You want to fire Dan Quinn. Scratch this whole thing after being in 30 plus years of an abyss of mediocrity.
Ineptitude.
Like, what are we talking about? Need I remind you of the Steve Spurriers of the world?
Ooh.
The Jim Zorns of the world? Like, what are we talking about?
Steve Spurrier, the old ball coach.
Do I need to remind you about the Bruce Allens of the world? What are we talking about? Firing the GM and the head coach. What are we talking about? Give these guys
What's that one? Vinny Serrato?
Vinny Serrato. Give these guys an opportunity and let's see what they can do. They took a big swing because we got to the freaking national the freaking NFC Championship. That's why they took a big swing. And guess what? It didn't pan out. That happens. But we were way ahead of schedule. Give these guys an opportunity to figure it out and build out this roster, to put some young blood in there and get these guys that they want signed, healthy, having a full offseason, a full camp, and let's see what happens. But to act like we got to fire everybody and start over from where? Start over and get who? Who's out there? Who's out there that you're going to bring in that's much better than what we got going on right now? Because last I checked, even with the losing record, even with things going the way it's going, Washington is still one of the desired franchises currently that players want to play at.
Mm-hmm. Ever
So
since
what are we
Snyder left,
talking about?
yeah, ever since Snyder left, it's a destination.
Hey,
And you want to know why? You want to know why it's like that? Because they know the owner. They seen the owner with the other franchises in the other leagues. He is not afraid to spend. You got a coach that's one of the more beloved coaches in the league, period.
That's true.
Everybody likes him.
That's
so
true.
let's chill. I understand the frustration with Joe Witt Jr., but guess what? He ain't never been a defense coordinator before until he got here. So let's just see how this looks in the offseason. Let's see, with everybody healthy, everybody signed, everybody locked in. There were so many distractions in the offseason with Terry McLaurin and all that stuff. There was so much going on. Let's just see how it looks before we're ready to make these wholesale changes as if we got the right to complain. Save it. And that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Hey,
y'all been going off tonight, man.
Listen, man. Two people have been able to drop the mic tonight, man. Can we hold on before we move forward? Can we get some more likes on this show, please? Because two guys have been able to drop the mic tonight. Pando dropped the mic, and Trish TV has dropped the mic, man. They are passionate fans of their teams, and they're going to let y'all know what it is, and we're going to keep it authentic on this show, Just a Fan Podcast, because we fans just like y'all are, okay?
Knowledgeable fans.
Thank you, knowledgeable fans.
We do our research.
And you know the crazy thing is, we don't have the time to do our research like a whole lot of people that get paid way more money than we does. But, that's another topic for another discussion. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it is time now for Pando's Picks.
So the Thursday night game is my Stone Cold Lock of the week.
Dang.
Go ahead.
Let's cue it again.
So the Raiders are going to Mile High to play the Broncos, who have at this particular point, I believe, the second ranked defense. If I'm not mistaken, they have a second ranked defense in terms of points per game. No, they're fourth. But still, top 5 defense. Okay. Bo Nix is dealing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't keep coming on here every show and keep saying it, but every week he does something. He makes a throw that's like, wow. Or he makes a play that's like, now the only knock I have on the Broncos is they have a tendency to start late. They'll come to that fourth quarter, they'll explode in the fourth quarter. They just kind of, traipse along for the first 3 quarters. In the fourth quarter, then they all over you. You don't know what to do with yourself. If they ever put together 4 quarters of football, they're going to be a problem. Like, we got new players in the AFC right now. The usual suspects have always been Baltimore, Kansas City, and Buffalo. But now you're talking about Indianapolis and the Broncos. The horse teams. They come trotting in right now. That being said, the Raiders are an absolute dumpster fire. The Raiders are, I want you to imagine a dumpster in the middle of July in Texas behind a seafood market. And the juice that runs out from the bottom of that dumpster is the Las Vegas Raiders. You just traded Jacoby Myers. Brock Bowers is your only real threat. Ashton Jeanty, he's doing okay. But Geno Smith is an absolute nightmare. I think he's thrown like 14 interceptions already in 9 weeks of football.
He's thrown 14?
I believe so. I have to double check that.
Hold on.
I think he's in double digits.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
But Geno Smith is a mess. Like I've always said, I've been saying since he came out of West Virginia. I never get somebody wanted to fight me because I said Geno Smith is trash when he came out of West Virginia. He's gonna be trash. He's gonna be on 5 or 6 different teams before his career is over. And that person wanted to fight me. And now look at you now. You're wrong.
He has 11. He has 11.
11. So 11 in 9 weeks. 11 interceptions in 9 weeks.
That's crazy.
Against the 4th best defense in the league, who currently, if I'm not mistaken, lead in sacks. They lead in sacks.
Yeah, because Vance Joseph gonna send them.
Not only that, people say, well, PS2's not playing, Patrick Surtain Jr. is not playing. They don't need him to be.
No, they don't. For this game, they don't. They don't.
Okay. Patrick Surtain can go out there with the little scooter with your leg up and still probably cover the Raiders. Okay. And probably still get a pick 6 on Geno Smith. Okay. So, like, the Broncos don't win this game. Something has gone terribly awry. Okay. Like something's gone really wrong. So the Broncos Max Crosby didn't get traded because they're the Raiders, Eric. That's why. The Raiders are a poverty franchise and have been a poverty franchise for the longest, and they do bad business. Jacoby Myers wanted out of there, so that's why he got out of there. But they don't want to let Max Crosby go. They rather let him languish and waste his career in Las Vegas. He's still going to make Pro Bowls because he's fantastic. But instead of going somewhere where he can win, they're going to keep him right there. So that's Mark Davis. But Broncos over Raiders. It might actually be a snot pounding like BTA game for real. The Falcons travel to Lucas Oil to play the Colts. I love this because the two up and coming AFC teams, they right behind each other. The Falcons ain't got enough juice to beat the Colts. I think the Colts are gonna bounce back and beat the Falcons.
Now, can I challenge you real quick on that?
Okay.
It sounds like all you have to do is sell out and stop the run, and force Daniel Jones to play quarterback.
I was getting to that because
Okay.
Now if you can stop the run, which is hard to do, that's Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah.
But if you can stop the run, we got to see what Daniel Jones really is. Because he reverted back to New York Giants Daniel Jones against the Steelers last week.
Mm-hmm.
Now he's played 9 games, and 8 of them he's looked really good. That was that one-off. We're going to see if it's a one-off based on what he does against the Falcons. Because the Falcons do have a good pass rush. Finally. But they got a good pass rush. So we're going to see. That being said, I don't think Michael Penix is going to be able to do a lot against the Colts defense because people forget the Colts got a good defense too.
Especially they just added Sauce Gardner. So
Hello.
they're going to be locking down receivers.
Hello. Sauce Gardner, Kenny Moore, and Charvarius Ward.
I mean, Drake London's going to have a hard time getting open.
And right now it seems like Drake London's the whole offense behind Bijan Robinson. Like you take Bijan Robinson away, Drake London is it in the passing game. So I don't think that's enough to beat the Colts. I think the Colts are going to bounce back from that loss. And it's like, okay, you know what? That was a one-off. We right back in this thing. Because I didn't believe in the Colts earlier this season, but they put too many good games together in a row for me not to believe in them. So I think the Colts are going to take down a lesser team in the Falcons. The next game, it's a pick'em game, not because both teams are good. It's a pick'em game because both teams are so damn bad. Yeah. Go ahead.
Who are they?
They are. You're gonna turn on my music?
No, because I want to know who they are first.
The Browns and the Jets.
Trash, 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 trash. I am trash.
Okay.
So Lord have mercy.
So it's kind of one of those,
But okay.
How the kids say 6'7"? That's one of those.
So hold on. And this is not to I know you said pick'em game. Me personally, I would lean more so to Cleveland just because Cleveland, I think,
is a better defense.
Better than the Jets. The Jets are rebuilding, okay?
Cleveland has a better defense. That's it.
Because Quentin Williams is gone. Sauce Gardner's gone. They just set down Quincy Williams. So you're just looking at Jermaine Johnson and Will McDonald.
Now, Dylan Gabriel's still a starting quarterback in Cleveland.
I understand that. But the Jets are basically going back to the drawing board, okay? As the old saying is, they're going back to the drawing board.
They're playing for next year.
Exactly. Next 2 years. Okay.
Yeah.
So because they're going back to the drawing board, and because Cleveland, and I hear you with Dylan Gabriel, but I just think right now, because of where they are, I got Cleveland winning this, and I don't see it as a pick. I don't see it as a pick 'em. I understand what you're saying, but I don't see it as a pick 'em.
The only reason why I have him as a pick because Dylan Gabriel is the quarterback. But I'm leaning heavily toward the Browns because of the defense.
Yeah,
I don't think the Jets are going to be able to do a whole lot against that defense. But it's literally, you're about to watch some really bad football if you sit down and watch the game from beginning to end. You're going to see some stuff. You're going to be like, what the heck is that? So, yeah, Browns over the Jets. Let's move on. The Saints travel to Carolina to play the Panthers, who are starting to improve. They're showing some serious improvement. Are they going to make the playoffs? Absolutely not.
But they at least before. Wow.
Are they a better team than what they were last year? Yes.
Are they a better team than I expected to be? Yes.
They are much better than we expected them to be. They're probably I think we all picked them to finish last in the division, but they could probably be the third place team. And who knows if they continue on their trajectory, they might be able to get the second place spot in the They might be able to beat the Falcons out.
Yeah.
For that.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the Saints are on fire sale, but it should have been on fire sale mode. But the Saints are on, hey, let's clear some cap space and get out of here. And let's try to get a high draft pick. So the Panthers are probably going to beat the Saints. This is a divisional game, though, so ain't no telling. But I still like the Panthers at home. I don't think the Panthers have lost at home this year, if I'm not mistaken. Could you check on that for me?
I don't think they have.
I don't think they lost at home. Yeah, and
they might be either 3-0, 4-0 at home.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's impressive. So,
yeah.
I got the Panthers over the Saints. This next one, this is a good one. I almost made this a pick 'em, but I thought about it and I looked at who was at home. I got the Buccaneers over the Patriots.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Now, that's not to say that the Patriots couldn't win this game. But as much as I can't stand Baker Mayfield because I think he's an arrogant little prick, he's playing some solid football. They're coming off a bye. That's the big thing. And they're at home. So they're rested and they're at home. So that's why I didn't make it a pick'em game. But let's not ignore the fact that also Drake May along with Bo Nix is balling too.
Listen.
He's playing really well.
Woo!
He's playing really well.
Woo!
Yeah, he's playing really, really well.
Man, listen. New England.
Okay, so the Panthers are 3-1 at home. So I'm sorry, but that's still a very good home record.
Drake. New England just need to continue to build around Drake May, man. Just continue to build around him. Give him what he needs because you guys could be threats again real soon.
Sooner than we thought.
Yeah, way sooner than
a lot of people that hate the Patriots like, man, y'all ain't supposed to be good for at least another 20 years. They come
because the drop off from a Hall of Fame quarterback is supposed to be real and it's supposed to hurt you for a long time. But
they right back in that thing. They're a credible threat.
Yeah,
they playing the
yes.
Yeah. And then Stephon Diggs kind of finding the fountain of youth, the way he's playing. Because he's playing much better than he did in Houston. So yeah, I got the Bucks over the Pats, but it's not out of the realm of possibility that the Pats could pull something off.
Mm-hmm.
The next game, this is definitely a pick 'em. This is the Ravens at the Vikings. Now the Vikings bow up like they did against the Lions. They can beat the Ravens. I got the Vikings winning this one because, again, it is very hard to win in their stadium. But Lamar Jackson is back. He's playing some high-level football. He's protecting the ball. I want to say he's got, less than 3 interceptions this season? I know he's been out, but he's protecting the ball really well. Derrick Henry is showing signs of slowing down. I don't know if y'all noticed. But
I've noticed.
He's starting to get tackled for loss by defensive backs. Like that's something how he does the defensive backs.
Yeah, exactly.
If he comes around that edge, there's a corner over there. That defensive back gonna be sitting in the third row of the stands.
Yeah.
But he's starting to get solo tackled by DBs for loss. It's like okay. And I like the Vikings. I still like the Vikings defensive scheme. I really do. JJ McCarthy. Yeah, they playing. JJ McCarthy finally found TJ Hawkinson and realized that he's a threat because TJ Hawkinson had not been getting a lot of targets, and now he is in conjunction with Justin Jefferson and and Addison and all of those guys. So I like the Vikings at home on that. Moving on. This was almost a stone cold lock, but I can only have one a week. The Bills and the Dolphins.
Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. The Dolphins really are
trash.
Now, before Eric gets started, sorry to cut you off. That is one thing we did not talk about was the GM getting fired, Chris Greer, but we're not gonna get into it. But that team is getting ready to start over as well and they should have done more than what they did because The only player they traded was Jalen Phillips, and they should have gotten rid of Minka and Jalen Waddle and Bradley Chubb. Just ship them off.
Yeah. They should have been bigger sellers at the deadline than what they were. I know there were some guys that were available, but I'd have been like garage sale in the front of the house. Hey, who want this guy? Give me some picks. Give me some picks. Any picks. Give me something for my new GM to work with. But yeah, the Bills, the only way the Bills lose this game is if they look past Miami. And they be riding that high off of beating the Chiefs. That's the
trap game. Yep.
Trap game. That's the only way I see the Bills. But if the Bills do like I think they're gonna do, they're gonna run roughshod over Miami. Now, if you're starting Devon A-Chain in your fantasy league, go ahead and still start him because he's still gonna get his. He's one of them guys. Win or lose, he gonna get his. So, but Tua turn the ball over. He's gonna, Tua turn the ball over. So,
that was a good one. That was a good one.
But he that's a limited quarterback, man.
Extremely limited.
Limited.
And the funny thing is, people are like, well, I don't know, Brock Purdy should have got that money. Y'all ain't say that when Trevor Lawrence and Tua turned the ball over and Kyler Murray got their money, and none of them have won a playoff game.
Mm.
Hello, come on. But that's another story. But so yeah, give me the Bills over the fans. The next game is the Giants at the Bears. Give me the Bears. The Giants are one of the worst run defenses in the league, and Ben Johnson's not an idiot. He's going to take the ball out of Caleb's hand a lot of the game and just run.
Yep.
That's what I would do.
I would too.
Like I said, Ben Johnson's not an idiot. He's going to be like, oh, yeah, y'all rank what, 29th?
And I'm surprised because, you have Dexter Lawrence in the middle.
So yeah,
something must be going on. I need to watch the Giants game to see what's going on with that run defense because I'm surprised.
If Brian Robinson can get an 18-yard touchdown run on the Giants last week, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. I think Ben Johnson's gonna be run heavy this Sunday against the Giants, and they're gonna win this one. Caleb's gonna only have to throw the ball when he needs to. Yeah. So I got the Bears over the Giants. This next one is a pick 'em. The Jags and the Texans. Here's why it's a pick 'em. Okay, the Texans injury report reads like a casualty list from Vietnam. CJ Stroud is not playing. They're going with Davis Mills. The Jags are only without Travis Hunter. So we're gonna find out if Trevor Lawrence can really get it going, which I don't believe, not against this defense. I just don't believe it. But I look for a low-scoring game, but the Jags win it because I don't think they're going to be able to generate much offense with Davis Mills. I could be wrong. Houston at home is a different animal. I'm going to tell you that right now. At home, they are a different animal. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game because they're going to stifle Trevor Lawrence. That defense is legit. But the offense, the play calling for the offense is bad. CJ Stroud's not playing. I'm leaning toward Jags, but there's a way. That's why it's a pick'em game. I could legitimately see the Texans scoring on defense a couple of times in this game. It's not far-fetched.
It's not.
With Trevor
Lawrence is not at that quarterback.
So that's why it's a pick'em, but I'm leaning toward the Jags. Cards at the Seahawks. The Seahawks, it pains me to say this, but the Seahawks are one of the best teams in the NFC right now, especially with the addition of Rashid Shaheed. They're one of the best teams. Y'all mark your calendar. Y'all mark your calendar. I just said that the Seahawks is one of the best teams in the NFC right now because I got to call a spade a spade. I got to be real. I got to take my fandom out of it and really look at it objectively. They are. And the Cards, even though Jacoby Brissett is playing really well, I look for this to be one of those games where Jacoby Brissett plays well, but they just don't pull it out. That's what I'm thinking it's going to be. Because the Seahawks are at home, and that's still one of the toughest stadiums to play in. So Seahawks over the Cards. Give me the Lions over the Commanders. Commanders are way banged up. The Lions are gonna be extra salty, like Lay's potato chips that's been sitting up on the shelf for 3 months. They're gonna be stale and salty because of that loss to the Vikings that they know they should have won. So they're gonna take out all their frustrations on the Commanders. Look for the Lions to win by 2 scores. Yeah, next game. Give me the Rams over the Niners.
We already know why.
Yeah.
If you've been watching the show, you know why.
The Niners are at home, but again, you can't overcome injury. Like they did it once. I don't see that happening again. They pulled off a huge upset in SoFi Stadium against the Rams.
Mhm.
And I said before the season started that the Niners will split with the Rams. I said that. Go back and find the show. We covered the NFC West. Said the Niners are going to split. And given all of the injuries, they're definitely going to split. The Rams are going to the Rams are going to beat the Niners. The key to beating the Rams is putting Matt Stafford on his back, and I don't know if the Niners are going to be able to do that. Even though Bryce Huff is coming back, he's only one man, and he's going to get worn down. So yeah, give me the Rams over the Niners. Give me the Steelers over the Chargers. The Chargers are at home, but the Steelers realize all of a sudden, hey, y'all, we got a defense. Did y'all know we had a defense? Yeah, we got a defense. Last week, they discovered that they had a defense. Like, oh, wait a minute, we got we got a defense. For real? Yeah. Okay, let's play defense.
And that's surprising because Tomlin is a defense and comes from defense.
They realized that defense was in their back pocket the whole time, and they pulled it out and used it. So I look for them to do that again. They're gonna give Poe Justin Herbert fits. I don't know if Trevor Penny is gonna be up to speed, ready to start or not. So if he's
I got it.
Exactly. So if he's not ready to start, look for Highsmith and wide around the edge, giving Justin Herbert fits.
Yeah.
It's complete fits. So I got the Steelers over the Chargers. Monday night, Eagles over the Packers. I'm not sold on the Packers. I'm really not.
Listen, and we had this in the we said this in the group chat. Jordan Love struggled against the Panthers defense, and the Panthers defense, and I told you, I said the defensive coordinator is a Fangio disciple. Well, now you're going up against
The real deal.
guy, the
real
actual thing, the real thing. Okay, you're not
Mhm.
going to be against. And no disrespect, because I like the defensive coordinator too. I really do. You're not going up against him. You're going up against the actual guy, the guy who started the whole thing. Okay,
That scheme, yeah.
yes.
And
So
with the new and improved Eagles now, they're getting their legs underneath them, and they're like, they sputtered through a lot of wins earlier in the season. I really think this machine is rolling now, and it's going to take another juggernaut to knock them off. And the Packers ain't it. They're not that juggernaut. Do they have flashes? Sure, but it's a problem.
yeah.
It's a real problem. And even I think the Packers gonna lose in Lambeau to the Eagles. The Eagles gonna go down there. Saquon's ramping up his running game again. They realize that AJ Brown's out there somewhere, And
Is he healthy this week?
huh?
Is he healthy this week?
He's questionable, but it looks like he's probably gonna play.
Okay,
And even if he doesn't, Devontae Smith is still out there.
that's true.
So it's really looking like it pains me to say this. The Eagles look tough. They look really tough.
Yeah, they do.
Again, you want to take you'll take your fan hat off and look at it objectively.
I know. Hey, listen, man. Listen.
Oh.
Listen. E, look at me. Who is the number one person that hates the Eagles?
That would be you.
Okay, then. So if it's painful for you, how you think I feel?
Yeah, it's
I mean, it's the truth. Facts are facts.
yeah. They just. Oh.
I know.
And then it's like adding pieces you don't really need. You just got it. You got surplus of talent.
Surplus.
So it's like, God, dog, man, come on. So, but yeah, I got the Eagles beating the Pack. So to recap, Broncos over Raiders, Stone Cold Lock. Colts over Falcons, Browns over Jets, Panthers over Saints, Bucks over Patriots, Vikings over Ravens, pick'em game, Bills over Fins, Bears over Giants, Jags over Texans, pick'em, Seahawks over Cardinals, Lions over Commanders, Rams over Niners, Steelers over Chargers, and Eagles over the Packers. I just want to let everybody know I'm still over 500 every week. I'm more right than I'm wrong.
More right than I'm wrong. And guess what? On this show, when we say stuff, we are more right than we're wrong.
We're not gonna get it right every time, but if it's 10 different things, we're gonna probably get 8 of them right.
Mm-hmm. Because guess what? The last thing we was truly wrong about was which head coach is gonna get fired first. Okay.
Yeah.
But guess what? What we did was we man up. And we said, hey, we were wrong. But guess what? More right than we're wrong.
If I'm wrong, I'll tell you. But, hey, I was wrong about this. But because, again, the Colts, I wasn't sold on the Colts until
I wasn't either.
About week 7.
Up to this point, we've been wrong about the Colts up to this point.
Yeah.
But
until week 7. Yeah.
But there's still some other stuff like Travis Hunter. More right than we're wrong. Yeah. So, anyway, thanks everybody for watching our show. Thanks for the likes, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, yeah. Those likes went up, E. Those likes went up, man. I was like, yeah, boy.
That's good to know.
Hey, listen.
I hope it wasn't my rant, but
I think it's a combination of you and Tristan, because I asked for the likes to go up after Tristan spoke, and he had spoke after you spoke. So those likes went up. But
do better, John Lynch.
So to anybody that's new, hopefully you enjoyed our show. We had a new person on here. Let me go back up to the name, because I want to be respectful. Israel. If you're still on, hopefully you enjoy the show. Hopefully you will join us for future shows, including next week when we do episode 200. Episode 200.
200.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, please join us next week. We are going to be live just like tonight on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Okay? YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. You can follow us on Facebook, TikTok, Twitter, and IG. You can follow us on those 4 platforms, okay? Please clear your calendar if you're able to join us next week for episode 200, okay?
And you should see all 4 of us. And yeah, we're gonna do what we do.
Yeah. So this past week was very interesting. I expect next week to be just the same, all right? So you already know who I am. Coach Williams, the NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs this whole thing, future Hall of Famer. Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. Critical thinking is a must for GMs.
You got to think smarter. You got to be smarter. Think through things.
Down below, Steve Space Age, the guy who came up with the idea for the show. And there's a very strong reason why we are going to be episode 200 next week, man. And even though he was on briefly, the quarterback that runs this whole thing. So I'm the Wildcat quarterback that runs this whole thing. Y'all know the difference, though, if you're a true football fan. He's the quarterback that runs the show. Trish TV, the Mike linebacker. Yeah. Salute to everybody. Peace out. Good night. Thanks, EJ.
Later.
Peace out, y'all.